Hello enemies and book lovers, my name is Ash and this is going to be my July TBR video. First things first, of course, we're going to be doing my Sims TBR part of the video first, and then we'll talk about my actual TBR. So we'll cut to that and then we'll see what my books are for the month of July. So past self, take it away. Hello everyone, welcome back to my Sims TBR video. I really enjoyed this last time and I actually improved a few things. I actually added things, so I'm excited about this. We're doing more, which is always fun, but also terrifying at the same time. I actually added more genres and will be explaining them. I wrote them all down because I am really forgetful. I think I had 3 or 4 genres last time. I have 6 now. So I actually added genres. So this way it's a little less monotonous. It's not like the same 4 genres over and over again. So yeah, we have 6. So these are genres that my sim will be choosing for me. It's not a prompt or anything, it's just a genre. It's a little bit easier for me. I feel like prompts don't work very well for me because I don't have a lot of books on my physical TBR and I use library books, so it's really hard for me to have prompts. I don't really love the whole prompt idea. I rather focus on genres. So we have 6 genres that my sim can choose for me. We kept all the ones from last time, so I will kind of go over them, and I changed a few things, so let me tell you about that really quick. So there's fantasy. This can be adult fantasy, it can be paranormal fantasy, this can be high epic fantasy, as long as it is the main focus. Even like Cassandra Clare's books, even though there is romance in it, as long as fantasy is the main primary focus, that would be a fantasy for me. It can be any age group as well, so as long as it is mainly fantasy based, that is what fantasy is. It's pretty self-explanatory, not too difficult. Next is romance. Romance, of course, would be the main focus is romance. So like, for example, how I mentioned, let's say the City of Bones, that would be more fantasy, even though there is romance. If I were thinking of something like A Court of Thorns and Roses, honestly, I would say that would be more of romance. Like, there is fantasy, a lot of it, but I feel like the focus is mostly the romance. Also be contemporary romance. This can be erotica or just smut. As long as it is the main focus, this is what the romance category is under. Next is mystery. So I think originally I had mystery as either mystery or thriller. Now I kind of changed it a little bit. I have it as mystery, thriller, or horror. Mystery is my least read genre. I think in my entire life I've probably read around maybe 5 books or less of mystery. So this one's a little bit more broad for me. So horror, I also don't really read much horror. So thriller, mystery, crime, horror is the mystery category or the genre. Sci-fi is pretty much just going to be sci-fi. It also could be dystopian, which usually is sci-fi dystopian. As long as it is like a sci-fi setting, it is completely fine. It could also be a subgenre, so as long as it is in the genres of the book, I will count this. I also don't read a lot of sci-fi, but I love sci-fi and I think I need to get more into it anyway, so this is fine. That the fact that it's only really sci-fi, that kind of works for me anyway because I need to read more of it. So 2 more left. So I think those were the ones I already had. Now we're moving on to 2 new genres I'm adding. One in the game is children's books. Now, I'm about to say something, don't come for me. For children's books, it will be either middle grade or YA. Now, saying this, I do not think YA is for children because I read YA for most of my years in the community. I think for the past 4 years, I read almost all YA, and it is not for children, but I put it under the children category because, first of all, younger than me, it's under my genre category. So I'm an adult, so it's younger. So I just put it under children's because I don't really read much middle grade and I don't read much young adult anymore. So I thought that would be a good area to put it in. I just put it under that category because I didn't really have anywhere else to put it, and because I don't read a lot of young adult anymore, I think it'd be good to have a genre for it because I need to read more of my young adult books because I've kind of put in a hold on them recently. For the last genre that I have in my Sims game that I added is emotional books. And this is a weird one because at first I was like, what am I going to do about this? But I think I know what I'm going to do. These are books that might make me emotional. It could make me cry, or I think it might make me cry. It doesn't have to though. It's just books that I think will really, really get to me. These could be hard-hitting books, kind of like Beartown, or the Song of Achilles probably make me cry, that kind of stuff. It could also be a book in a series, like the final book in a series, that I think is going to just make me emotional because I know that it's gonna hurt to say bye to all these characters. As long as I'm not stretching this too much, I think this would be a good prompt. Like right now I'm reading Hero of Ages, and I think this would have been perfect for emotional because I just know that it's gonna hurt me. That would qualify as that. Nonfiction could work in this as well. I don't really read nonfiction that much, but if I wanted to, this would probably work as well. Okay, so those are the 6 genres that I have now in my Sims game. There are 5 books of each, like I mentioned. There's 30 books in total that my sim now has. And there's something else I added to my game that I'm really excited to actually do because I love doing this. I do it Every time I play The Sims, I use these. So in my Sims game, I am currently doing a alphabet challenge where you have each generation is a different letter of the alphabet. I am right now just starting the C generation, and her name is Cleo. So every single generation, whenever a sim is born, I have wheels on my phone. I want to integrate that now to my monthly TBR videos and slowly kind of get more of a personality for Karina. I think this would be kind of fun. I also want you all to help me with names and stuff, so when I do ask for them, you guys can help. And when I play my alphabet challenge, I think it's about 4 or 5 wheels that I have. The first one that we're gonna be spinning is a little bit boring. It's probably the most boring out of all of them, and that is a color wheel. This determines usually the character's favorite color. So I usually do outfits with the color, I usually do bedrooms with the color, and so on. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to roll this month's for color, and then next month I will show you. I will be giving her a bedroom because this poor woman needs a bedroom. I'm gonna give her a bedroom that she can also read in, and I will be putting it within the color that I just chose. So I'm going to be doing that at probably spinning the wheel at the very end of the sim choosing my TBR part. So we will see what happens. So after the color wheel, the second wheel I choose is one that is kind of a mixed bag, but it's probably one of my favorite wheels because it makes it very unique for my Sims. And that is a wheel that determines personal gender, sexuality, sexual preferences, and that kind of thing. And they're all mixed together, and it's just a lot of fun. I love to do it. So there's like agender, pansexual, demisexual, a bunch of things, and I like to spin this to determine my character. It's just so much more enjoyable to me. That's the second wheel. I love that wheel. It's probably my favorite one because it just makes it more unique. The next one is children. So once they have their partner, they will see if they want children. There's a wheel that goes from 0 to 4, and it also has adopt around it. So if it lands on adopt before it lands on a number, that means they will at least adopt one kid, and so on and so forth until they get to a number. And the last is career. So this is their career path and what they'll be going either into college for or going into just work for. I might actually put this second because maybe she needs a career before she marries someone and stuff. So that's probably a good idea, honestly. That's a good idea. So I think I'm gonna do that. Usually when I do my rolls, I do them all at the same time because I'm too impatient to wait. Right now I'm going to be doing one at a time. And so we're gonna be doing color first, then we'll do career, preferences or sexuality, genders, and then we'll do kids. So yeah, we're gonna be doing that. I love doing this. You can take this idea if you want for your own Sims, please. It's so much fun. So I'm gonna do color wheel today, but I'm gonna be doing that after I film this. So let's see first what my Sim chooses for me. What I do not want this month, oh boy. What I don't want. I think sci-fi and mystery are the only ones I don't really want for the month of July. So that's not great, but I'm gonna go with it. If she chooses it for me, that's what we're gonna do. I'm choosing 2 this month. I'm gonna be doing that for the rest of the year because I don't think I can do more than 2. If I did, I would be essentially reading mostly this. I don't know. I just want it to be more fun for me and have more freedom to choose my books. So I'm only gonna be doing 2. And forewarning, again, my laptop fan is gonna be going off. I don't have a really good mic right now, so unfortunately we're gonna have to listen to that, but hopefully it won't be too loud. So let's see what she chooses for me. Let's see if she gets sci-fi and mystery for me today. That would be kind of horrible for her, but you know what? We're gonna see. Let's go. Let's see what she chooses. We're back with Karina. Currently she is focused. Hopefully that means she will be reading right now. And yeah, so we're back with her. Let's just get her to choose 2 books for us. Hopefully this will be quick. Probably will. She's pretty good with this. So yeah, this is also the nicest part of this is the nicer area. I don't know why I didn't film this before, but this is the pretty area that she reads in. So let us see what she chooses. Hopefully she's kind to me. No mystery or sci-fi, right? I'm not sure if that's a good sign or not. So let's go. If I just zoom her forward. Okay, she's getting one of those books. Let's see what she chose. If you look at the top where the name of it is, it says genre, and she chose an emotional book. Okay, so we got an emotional book. I think what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to see if I have any books I could put this under. If not, I actually don't mind because it's kind of a nice genre for me. I didn't expect emotional, but I actually kind of like that. So, all right. Let's see what else she chooses, if she chooses anything. Also, this reading area is so cute. Was someone just walking by my house? Oh my god, he has a dog. Oh, he doesn't like me. I haven't left my house. I don't know how he doesn't like me, but okay. Like, I haven't even left my room. Alright. He hates readers, I guess. This is... Oh! It's a romance book. Okay. Saucy novel. Okay, so she chose for us. She chose a mystery and a romance. Okay. Oh wait, she did not choose a mystery or romance. Goodness gracious. She chose an emotional and a romance, and I'm pretty happy with that. I don't really know what I'm gonna do with emotional, but I do already have a book that I might be able to put under romance. Wait, is this the same? Oh, it's Brent. Yeah, I like him. He has a husband. They're cute. Anyway, so we chose romance and emotional book, and that's all I have to choose for the month. That isn't too bad, actually. So thanks, Karina. Is she gonna just keep reading? She doesn't really have a choice, though. There's nothing else for her to do. I'm gonna give her her bedroom in the next game. Don't worry, Karina. All right. So that's it. Emotional and romance. Let's see what I choose for those two books. I almost forgot we have to spin the wheel for the month of August. So this is going to be her favorite color. I might change her outfits. I actually really like her outfits, so I'm not gonna sure, but we're going to be seeing what her favorite color is. This will be determining her bedroom. Let's see what she chooses. This is what it looks like. We'll be putting it up here so that way it's a little bit easier for you to see. So we'll be seeing what color. This is gonna be the first wheel. Well, let's start, and I'm going to show you my wheel. So let's see what we get, and let us go. First time. Okay, she got orange. Her bedroom is going to be orange, and she's also going to get a few outfit changes that are gonna be orange, which is kind of interesting. I think I mostly gave her like navy blue. I feel like it kind of fit her, but I think orange is gonna be interesting. We're going to be doing for August, so I'll update you on that now. But for now, let us see what I read for the month of July. So Karina chose emotional book and a romance. This is pretty nice of her because I actually did want to get to a few romances this month, so thank you. Thank you. I did not get my mystery sci-fi, which is very appreciative. Let's see if next month she comes back for me for that. I'm going to be showing these books off in genre because I feel like a lot of people that watch my videos either don't really care for one genre over another because I read romance and fantasy, and I do have some people in my comments that like one side or the other. So I'm going to separate based off genre from now on just to make it a little bit easier for people that watch my videos in case you don't really care about certain genre over another. I have 9 books on my TBR in the month of July, but I am reading one right now and it'll probably be done by the month of June. So I'll show that, but I'm probably going to have it in my June wrap up, not my July wrap up. Now, one of those books I will not be talking about is my Library Lotto book, of course. I actually don't know what that is yet, but I will see in a few days what that book is. So hopefully all goes well and I choose a good book that isn't like 500 pages. So first I'm going to be talking about my graphic novels, then I will be talking about my romances, and at the very end of the video I'll be talking about my fantasy books. So that is the order. So you want to skip ahead, go right ahead, do that. Let's first talk about my books. I also want to preface I'm not very good at talking about what the books are about because I don't like to know a lot about the books before I go into them. Also, a lot of these are series that I'm continuing. For the most part, if you want to know what these books are about, I will have them mostly in my wrap up and talk about what the books are about and that kind of stuff. But if you want to know what they're about, probably look at that because I'm not very good at talking about what a book's about before I read it. I'll try to talk about it a little bit, but for the most part, I'm just going to be telling you the books I'm reading and kind of just going from there. So first we're going to be going over graphic novels. I'm going to have to be covering the top of it because I have to cover my library name, but that is Check Please, which is the first book. I think it's a duology. I'm not sure if there's more coming out. This is the author's name, because I don't know how to pronounce it, so there you go. This is a graphic novel, of course, as you can tell, about a hockey team, and I have started it a bit already, so I'm probably gonna finish it, like I said, before July. We're following Biddy, which is the character right here, and he is on a hockey team. He also loves to bake pies. He is gay, and we kind of just like follow him, and I think there's a romance with the coach, I think. It's already really cute. I've already laughed a few times, so this is really sweet. And along with this book, this is going to be what I'm going to be reading in July. So technically, I will be getting to the books in July, but most likely the second book, which is this one right here. I'll show you the part that made me laugh yesterday. It's so cute. Next graphic novel I picked up is Monstrous. I have seen a lot about this, and here's the authors and stuff that is just blocked on the main cover. Monstrous is kind of like a steampunk vibe. Kind of gives me H.P. Lovecraft steampunk kind of vibe to it. I looked at the first few pages and it looks amazing. The artwork looks incredible. I'll show you a little bit, but I have to be careful because this is an adult graphic novel. This is what I say, like H.P. Lovecraft, like right here, kind of gives me the vibe. It kind of reminds me of Bloodborne too, which is, like I said, one of my favorite video games of all time. Oh yeah, look at that. Kind of gives me like Shadow of the Colossus and Bloodborne. That's pretty awesome, honestly. From what I've read though, it kind of has darker themes, so it is an adult graphic novel, so just be wary if you plan on getting into it. This is kind of like a fantasy-based steampunk graphic novel. Pretty into this already. I only read like a few pages and I actually really like it already. Now we're going to be moving on to my romance books for the month of July. First is going to be my Sims choice. So this romance I had on hold for like 2 months, so this actually works really well. And that is Delilah Green Doesn't Care by Ashley Herring Blake. I have also started this book, and this is my first ever sapphic, like female adult romance. So this is a pretty big deal to me. I'm actually really excited about it. So we're following Delilah, who is right here. Like I said, she is a photographer. She is being hired by her sister or her sister's mother to take photos at her sister's wedding, even though she really doesn't want to do it. But I mean, it's money. It's really good money. So she decides to go anyway and meets Claire, who is this girl on the right. She is a mother, a single mother to an 11-year-old, and we are following her as well. And they actually knew each other from when they were in school, I think, but Delilah used to be a lot different, and now she's changed a lot. She has like tattoos and all that fun stuff. So they are now going to be kind of meeting each other at this wedding, and they have to do it for 2 weeks, so it's kind of like forced proximity. I think I haven't really got much into it, but I have started this in June. I will be continuing it and finishing it in July. This is going to be my Sims pick for the romance book for the month of July. Following the romance for the month of July, this one I am very ashamed to even talk about, but you know what? I bought the physical version just so that I can read it. I'm not very good at reading ebooks on my iPad or my phone, and that's the only way I can really read this book right now because my library doesn't have it. But my library has the rest of the series. So I think once I get to this book, I can finally continue the series. And that is Lover and Shrine by J.R. Ward. I've been holding this off. I'm not even joking. I think like the entire year. I was supposed to read this book like in February or March, and it's July. So I think it's about time that I finally started. This is I don't even know what number this is. I think it's like the 5th or something book in the Black Dagger Brotherhood series. It's a vampire, adult, smutty romance series following different vampires. Honestly, the covers are horrible. Yeah, the covers aren't very good, but I actually really like the books. I don't know if I'm going to be reading them all. I think right now, there's like, let me just see how many books I have to read. I'm going to show you how many books I have to read. I actually have it all down. I like to keep track of all the series I started, and I'm going to show you how many books are in this world. Not even in the series, just in the world of the J.R. Ward thing. You'll see, I'll show you. Here we go. Yes, I did this myself. There's 30 books. And this is in the universe, so not all of these are the Black Dagger Brotherhood, but if you add the ones that are outlined, there are 30. 30. So I have to finally finish this. I really want to get to it. As well as Fury, which is Sadist's brother. I'm not really sure how I feel about that. I don't love Fury, but we're gonna see how it goes anyway, and hopefully I'll like it. I just want to get to it. If I don't get to it in the month of July, you all have permission to tell me to read this book. Like, just make me read it. Make me read it, even if you don't like romance. Just like, I just need to get to this book. And the last romance for the month of July is Tragic Bonds by J. Bree. This is the 5th book in the Bonds That Tie series, and I've been waiting for this for a long time. I cannot wait to get to it. This came out on June 28th, or this comes out on June 28th. I think that might be today or sometime that I'm posting this video, and I really want to read it right away, but the problem is this book I have to read within a week. I was supposed to read Tragic Bonds right away, but I really need to get to Delilah Green Doesn't Care, because if I don't get to that in time, I have to return to my library. So I have to read Tragic Bonds probably right after that book, because my Kindle Unlimited expires on the 20th, so I need to get to it. But to be fair, I'm going to be reading this really fast. Like, I cannot wait. The way that last book ended in a cliffhanger, this book, I just need to get to. I've mentioned this series so many times. I've been reading it like almost every month, so I don't really need much to talk about, but it's a reverse harem romance. It kind of starts like a bully romance, and then it eventually blossoms into more. We follow the main character who discovers her powers. It's kind of similar to Zodiac Academy, but less like academia themes and a little more mature. If you like Zodiac Academy and you want to get more into spicy adult books with reverse harem, this is that book for you. 10 out of 10 wouldn't recommend, as long as you like romance and reverse harems and bully romances. Otherwise, maybe stay away from this. Finally, we're going to be starting the fantasy portion, and this will also be choosing my emotional book for the month of July that my sim chose for me. Personally, I don't have the dust jacket for this one because I left it in my room where my boyfriend's sleeping, so I'm just gonna leave him alone. And that is Aragon by Christopher Paolini. I've never read this book. My boyfriend's actually the reason why I'm reading this, because he grew up with them and he really wants me to read them. I'm trying to get into the series that he grew up with and loved. So the first one of that was the Percy Jackson series, or Rick Riordan's books. I never read them until I met my boyfriend. He got me into reading them, and I think I finally finished finished the Tower of Nero last year, so I'm finally getting to another series of his. And because it's a big fantasy series, I wanted to finish Mistborn before I got into this book. So finally, I'm going to be finishing Mistborn in June, and I can get to a new series. Although I am reading another big series, so I don't know what I'm doing to myself. Right now, I have Aragon, and this is the first book in the inheritance cycle. I don't know anything about this book really very much. I don't like to know almost anything before I go into a book. And even if I did, I usually forget unless I read it. This series is a pretty old one, but I'm curious. I'm hoping I'm gonna like it. My boyfriend really hopes I do too, because like I said, this is like a childhood favorite of his, or like just from his childhood. So if I don't like it, I'm gonna feel really bad about it. It might be a little outdated. As long as it's not under 3 stars, I can see myself continuing it, but I'm just hoping I don't have to DNF it. That would be really tragic for both of us. So the final book I have for the month of July is one that I am terrified to read, but also incredibly excited about. So this is going to be my emotional book of the month, and technically speaking, I don't know if this book is going to make me emotional, but I know that the series gets very, very emotional. I know there's trigger warnings for it and stuff like that, but this is a very popular fantasy author and series, and I'm finally gonna get into it because I've been putting it off. So that is The Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. I want to say this is the first book in the Farseer trilogy. It's technically a trilogy, but I'm going to be having to dedicate my life to Robin Hobb for the next like year or more, just because there are so many books, and I'm so excited for it because I'm really trying to get into adult fantasy, and I think this is a good place to kind of start from. But I know that there's things that might happen that I'm not going to be ready for. I know there's a lot that happens with animals, and that's not a great thing for me because I love animals. I went to college for animal care, and I've worked with animals my whole life, and I'm also vegetarian for over 10 years now, so I don't really want to read about animals getting hurt, but inevitably this is what's going to happen. I know it, and I've been told this. So if I can't handle the series, I might have to stop it, but I really hope I don't. I'm pretty good at handling really dark things. Depending on how this goes and the emotional trauma it gives me, we'll see how that works for me. I will talk about it in my wrap-up and see how I feel about it. I'm hoping I like it. I have it on my Kindle, so I'm hoping I can get to that soon. That is the last book. That is my big fantasy book. I have 2 fantasy books this month. I usually only have 1 bigger fantasy. I have 2, and I'm actually kind of looking forward to it. Hopefully I can get to all these books this month because there is quite a lot for me. And I can't wait to see how my Sims kind of progresses and spin the next wheel and show you the room and the clothes I gave her, because I already have done it. I did it like the day of. Like the day I took that video that I just showed you, I instantly did the room and I did her clothing. I just love The Sims so much. I was like so excited about doing this. So hopefully you all like it as well. I'm not very good with orange. Like orange is kind of hard for a room. Like clothing is okay, but the bedroom was really tricky to do to make it look decent. So I hope it's good enough. But yeah, I'll be showing you all that next month for the month of August. But until then, hopefully I'll like these books. I'll tell you about that in my wrap up next month. And yeah, thank you so much for watching as usual. Have a great day, happy reading in the month of July, and I hope that you have a good time. Keep cool. If you're in an area that's hot like me, just keep as cool as possible, keep hydrated, take care of yourselves. Have a good reading month. Thank you all for watching. Goodbye everyone.